Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Marvel Snapcast number 30. All right, so it's been a year since some of us been playing Snap, especially the beta days. Been fun. We want to talk about it. So we got a few guests on today to talk about it. And to start it off with, we're going to talk about Mr. Pictionary himself, Mr. Snap Jeopardy, one of the awesome creators over at the In Real tournament, Kawa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, man. I can't believe it's been a year since I've been playing this game. It's crazy. It's
Isn't it bananas?
absolutely wild. It's bananas, man. It's crazy. I'm so happy to be in a call with you and a few of the boys. We get to talk about the old beta days.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so much fun. Speaking of which, our next guest that's coming on here is one of the original members, hosts of the Marvel Snapcast. He has the best mustache in Marvel Snap till today. Our friend, the best, the great, lover of all Zelda, Mr. Valinthyne. Welcome.
Now, what would you guys do if I just didn't have the mustache? Like if the mustache was gone, it's
That'd be a
I
problem.
would never. How you
Big
guys
problem.
doing?
I'm
Good,
doing
we
well,
missed
my
you,
friend.
man. Missed
Yeah,
you.
it's good to be back. I took a little break on Marvel Snap, and boy, howdy, was that a good idea?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, and
Yeah.
then of course,
Happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
come on now. You could come anytime you want, just like The Rock. This is your playground. All right. If you want to go do movies and come back, by all means, make it happen.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. And our final guest, without him, none of us would be here today. One of the godfathers of the CubeRush, also original member, original host of Marvel Snapcast, and also one of the members that put the In Real Life tournament in New York together. Our friend, the great Loot Muncher, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, what's up, guys?
What's going
Yeah.
on?
Man, it's been a minute since the four of us have just been in a call and talked about this game. It's been some time.
It has, yeah.
Way too long. Way too long.
Mhm. I'm very excited. I'm super excited to talk everything beta, how things have changed, and how we're feeling about the game now compared to back when we played in the beta. So a lot to discuss today. I'm just looking at the notes. I see one of my decks that I built back in like when I first got Pool 3.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
yes.
lie, I missed this. I missed this deck. Like, it was good back then. So
Oh,
I'm
man.
very excited.
All right, before
Yeah,
we
that-
dive into, go ahead. So what you guys say?
That's the whole reason I'm here. I'm this
Okay.
ghost of CubeRush past. I'm here to make you relive your horrible deck list
Oh my
from
goodness.
over a year ago.
Oh
Seeing
man.
those, thinking that we were the shit because wow. All right. Before we get to that, let's talk about something current. The new card came out on Monday, which was interesting. Normally they come out Tuesday, but I guess with high
Normally
Evo-
they don't come out.
Normally they'll come out. Yeah, this is the first week it actually came out. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what? Let's get right to it.
Hey Ken, at least they
Yes,
did
yes.
something, am I right?
That's
At least
right.
they
At
did
least they did
something.
That is correct. So Living Tribunal is out. The card, a lot of people were thinking about getting over High Evo, thinking that this card was like a Nexus card, but we had to explain to them that's not the case. And the card is kind of a meme card, I think. It's pretty fun. I'm having fun trying to Viper it over to my opponents on the last turn. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, how
Um,
does that go?
So it goes well because your opponent can't play for splitting their power. So you just play it on turn 5, Viper it on turn 6. They have 9 in all locations. You win. So how about you, Kawa? I know you've got the card. How you feel about it? Kawa
I
looks frozen
love what
in
we've
time.
we've got stuck here for going.
That is
He's really
the
thinking.
best.
He is thinking so hard right now about his thoughts on this card. He's just thinking real hard.
This
This
is
is going
so
to the
awesome.
tank.
I thought he was doing a really good bit because he spent
Me
like
too.
2 hours this morning trying to Viper a living tribunal. So he's
You
gone.
know. Okay, so Val, did you get the card?
I did not. You know what's funny? One of my favorite Marvel Snap podcasts, the Marvel Snapcast, explained to me that this is not a Nexus card, and I decided, oh, okay, I don't need it. Good.
Perfect.
I'll get it when it drops in like whenever it drops, since
The
that's
series, yeah,
not just
definitely.
4 months from now.
Have you played
Yeah,
against?
it seems interesting.
Okay.
It really seems like it's going to be one of those cards where as new cards are released and have particularly ongoing powers, I think it pairs really well with other ongoing cards. Like as time goes on, other cards are going to release that kind of bump this guy up in tier lists. But I think as it is, it's going to be super dependent on like the flavor of the week or day. Is there a hot location or another meta breaks through that really makes this something that you want to use? Like I could honestly see Living Tribunal find a weird home next month as all the move shit pops off. Like there's going to be random situations where he can just slot in, but I think as it stands, he's whatever. He's not going to hurt if you get him. He's not going to be the linchpin of anything.
They have Deep Six out. No, Deep
Space. Yeah.
And Deep Space, I think this is great for him. For those cards that can't play there, do anything cool. Living Tribunal can at least, give some power to that location. Lou, how about you? Have you been playing it? Have you played against it? Did you think about getting it?
Have not played against it. Did not get it because it just didn't seem on the same power level of high evolutionary and other cards I think coming out next month. Just wasn't a big one for me. Just I've been on a terrible streak since high evolutionary came out. I can't get anything to work, and looking at this card doesn't make me think this is going to be the one to break my streak. So, like Val said, I definitely think this card can be good in the right meta or with new tools or toys to help it out. But yeah, I don't think this card's worth it yet.
Yeah, if you need some help against high Evo, run Hella. That's what got me to Infinite, running Hella against high Evo, and that worked out perfectly well. So try Hella for sure.
I have the worst luck with Hella decks, but I'll definitely try again.
Yeah, try it. Try it.
You probably haven't tried Arrow yet. You should try Arrow.
Oh, there you go.
Gotcha.
Yes, speaking of Hella's the only thing that I've actually got Tribunal to work in. I had a big thing on Twitter where I was like, do people think normal Hella is better or Tribunal with Hella is better? And from my experience, the reason why I actually like Tribunal and Hella more so than just regular is sometimes Hella doesn't win you the game because she decides to stack all of her really powerful cards in one lane and then you lose another lane, right? Whereas with Tribunal, it gives you that even split. I'm averaging between I don't know, obviously depends on the deck that you play, but 26 to 28 power split over all lanes, which is pretty good. Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's the only thing that I've really been able to get it to work. And I think all these ongoing Iron Man stuff, it's so specific to try and get that to work. I don't think it's very consistent. And then before I just dropped out there, I did hear you say Viper Tribunal, and Val popped into my stream earlier as well. I've just finished editing a whole video on it, and it was just absolute shenanigans. I don't recommend anybody try it, but it was a lot of fun.
Listen, you were trying to do something particular too. You weren't just trying to move that Living Tribunal over. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun. But overall, I agree with you guys. I think it's it could be good. I think overall, when you look at a card like Tribunal, it wants to split across 3 lanes, but the objective of Marvel Snap isn't to win all 3 lanes, it's to win 2 out of the 3 lanes. So I think that's something that is kind of you need to focus on a lot of times with Tribunal, but could be a cool card in the future for sure.
I do think I really want to try this in a Dazzler deck actually.
Ooh,
but
hell yeah,
it's going to be complicated. I think we need a little bit more card generation on the low end, stuff like Shauna, stuff like Squirrel Girl, but Dazzler's quickly becoming one of my favorite cards, weirdly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
a very cool card.
You running her in Patriot or just
Zoo?
Really?
Zoo,
just straight Zoo with Shauna.
Zoo. That's awesome.
It's great.
Okay.
She got me from 35 to almost 70. Then I stopped playing it and I dipped hard back down to 50s.
Jeez.
Val, you've really changed. When you said that the card that could work with this, I was waiting for you to say Cerebro 6.
Right, exactly.
Have you tried to figure this out yet? Cerebro 6?
I think I've sworn off Cerebro. I tried a new Cerebro 5 that I think Broad retweeted a week ago, and it sucked, man. Cerebro sucks.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I've changed a little bit.
Cerebral lover saying
My
Cerebral
taste-
sucks.
my
Where's
taste
the cerebral Valkyrie lover? He's gone, is he? He's a different man now.
Yeah, he's
I don't
dazzling.
hate
All about
Valkyrie.
that.
I actually stole a deck from you and Shade like a week or two ago, and like is a Valkyrie control.
Hell yeah,
It was
my
what your sister
favorite
was
deck.
playing when you were
Yeah.
teaching your sister how to play during the subathon. I was like, this deck looks great. I'm gonna go steal this. This is
It's
awesome.
very good.
I will
Mm.
say I'm a shameless net decker these days because I just like I don't play that often anymore. So like I don't have time to fucking build a deck.
Nah, that's what Shade is there for. She
That's what-
cooks it up.
That's
You
what
eat it.
exactly. She
That's
cooks it up. We use it. Yeah.
I've been using Wong, Shuri, Black Panther, or Red Skull, and then Living Tribunal. That's what I've been doing.
Oh,
So
awesome.
getting a good 16 to 20
Okay.
across. Just got to worry about Shang-Chi. That's all. But
Mm,
nobody's running Shang-Chi these days. So
yeah.
just have fun. Speaking of rank, so what's your guys' rank for the season so far?
I
You
would
want
say
the high or the current?
The current. Let's see the current because we got like a couple days left.
I'm sitting at 61.1 right now.
Okay, you still got time.
Considering that I started at 20, below 20, I don't even know, but it was
Okay.
between 10 and 20. That's not bad.
So how you feel about that 7 cubes to get to? I mean, 7.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
kept 7 cubes to get
It's
a rank.
amazing. I
Love
can
it.
rank up in one game. That's dope.
That's good.
I think the like having God, when did I stop? March. I stopped playing for like almost 2 months, give or take. So a lot of those changes happened. I think when I was still playing, it was 5 bonus levels and still 10
Right.
cubes.
Mhm,
Or-
mhm.
Correct.
Yeah, 10 cubes.
Yep.
And this feels like it is tuned specifically for the everyday player, the person who doesn't have the kind of time that we may have in the past or do now. For some of us, a full-time Marvel Snap player, right? So, and I think what this is actually doing is putting people at the rank they belong at, in a way, because it allows you that quick climb and that quick drop. So you seesaw a lot, but I think you also even out a lot. Like 61, that seems about right for me. If I was closer to like 50s, 60s when I started, I think I'd end up like high 60s, mid 70s. And that feels like where I tend to live in rank until I have that streak, that hot streak of bots who throw, or like the right location day, and I push to 100. So like I look at rank in a very different way now because I'm not just charging for infinite and like desperately wanting it. I think they've done a very good job tuning rank coming back to this.
Oh, awesome. All right, I hear that. I mean, listen, I'm with you on that. It was a struggle, especially now with no infinite players there. So
That's the
everybody's
biggest thing,
playing
probably.
tough. Yeah, everybody's playing sweaty.
Yeah.
But I definitely was 85 twice. Dropped down to 60 something. But then when Dark Dimension was the hot location, I used Hella and went straight to infinite. So that was a good time. Luke, what about you? What's your rank?
I'm 88 currently. The highest I got was 95. I was 95 the day that High Evolutionary came out, and then I've just has been falling ever since.
Oh man, Luke. Kawa. What about you?
I'm 103 currently. I was infinite before my subathon, thank God, because if I wasn't, I would have went all the way down. But yeah, like similar thing. Playing an infinite now is like fine because people don't play. It's weird. I'm saying people don't play too sweaty decks. People are still playing Galactus and stuff in infinite. Where I'm like, come on. I'm like, dude, play something else. Try something
Have
else.
fun.
But today honestly was the first day in ages that I felt, okay, I'm infinite, let's play a meme deck. Like I did the Viper Tribunal stuff, and previously, like I didn't really care about the rank too much. Like I actually liked climbing because I felt like that was my fun time for playing Snap. Nowadays, once I hit infinite, I'm either playing with a new card when it comes out, I'm playing in a tournament if there's tournaments on, because I'm really into the competitive scene at the moment, and if there's none of that, why am I playing the game? There's no end game. There's no reason for me to want to play. Today was the first day where I felt, oh, I can try out some memes and it was fun, but I don't always want to do that. Like it was a new card, so I wanted to experiment, but I'm not going to just say, right, let's just try this meme deck or that meme deck. So bit of a weird type of thing, but I still don't feel like I'm in that mindset of I have to get to infinite so I can have fun. It's like I want my infinite climb to be longer, so I kind of enjoy that time, if that makes sense. Once I hit infinite, then I'm like, well, let's wait till reset and we go again, you know, which
time to
is
play Zelda.
yeah, yeah, time to do something else, honestly. And maybe that's a weird take, because I know there's a lot of people that get to infinite day one, a lot of the high MMR players, and they really want to keep playing and trying to play the most competitive builds and stuff. But for me, competitive stuff is battle mode. It's not ladder at the moment, and that's why I'm so excited for Conquest. So that's my mindset around like rank and stuff at the moment.
Yeah, I think they made rank the way they did to get ready for Conquest, so that you don't have two crazy modes you have to get crazy in. So let's see. You guys feel Conquest is coming still?
I don't know if it's coming in June. It could be next year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very little confidence, because who knows what's gonna happen. But I want it to be June, because I think it would be huge. I think it would be huge. Coming off the back of this Twitch Rivals event that's going on today, a lot of people are seeing the game. A lot of people are seeing battle mode. So I think it's like the perfect time to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it hits creators' hands. I don't know if we see it necessarily. I think at the very least they'll have something for people to test.
I hope so.
I don't know that it actually hits like a full release.
Yeah, that is something like they've been very quiet about it. And so that's got me worried. But the one thing is, delay it until the next month or the next month, whatever you have to do. Just make sure that it is properly tested. Do not let it come out with bugs or problems or release. Like, make sure everything is squashed before you release it. If that's pushing it back a month or two, please do it. Just don't have another buggy release. That's the biggest thing they have to avoid, I think, at this point. Or it's going to become, hey, have you heard of that Marvel Snap game? Yeah, it's kind of buggy. I'm not really playing it. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay away from that. They've had a lot of that lately. So you want to stay away from that sticking in people's heads.
Just thinking back to battle mode when it was announced, I'm pretty sure it was announced with the January season pass to say it was coming next month. So if they do announce it in June, I imagine it will be coming the month after. I don't imagine it will be this month.
It was planned.
They've said June before, yeah.
Yeah, they have said. They've said.
I want to say like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago when they said that. Yeah.
But no update, no roadmaps in general has me a little worried about that.
Concerned, yeah.
They are like, they keep saying that like PC, I think they've finally gotten to a point where PC is a priority too. And that language has kind of changed from what I've seen, where it's no longer like something they want to get to, and it's now a priority. That makes me think that battle mode might actually be in a better spot than we think. Just because we haven't heard anything, we actually haven't heard a lot this year. There's been no roadmap stuff. It's just kind of been like, yeah, we're working on stuff. And we're going to talk about it at a later date. I think they've been putting out so many fires that it's sort of just like, you know what? Let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's make sure things are in a good spot. We've had too many of these, like Lute was saying, we had too many of these issues. We don't want to be that game. You know, how many times does a game come out and you kind of sit there and go, okay, but does it run?
Yeah.
Like, can I play this on day one? Do I need a 70 gig patch? You know, we're going to get to that point in Marvel Snap of like players sitting there on the release of something, be it a card or a new mode or something. And it's okay, but does it work?
Yeah.
And should I waste my time on this? Should I spend my tokens on this? You know? So I get the tight-lipped approach.
Right.
I think that shift into like PC kind of bodes well for a Conquest, hopefully.
Fingers crossed, for sure.
So speaking of bugs and everything else, right? There was a beta that came out around this time last year. And it had some bugs. It had, no, not really, but it had some bugs. Yes. Nonetheless, they beta tested it for a while before coming out in October. And us four were lucky enough to be invited to the beta. So what made you guys want to get into the beta? Was it a trailer? Was it your friends? What did you guys see and say, let me sign up to this beta?
I'm very excited to hear your guys' answer to this question. I'm really excited to know what actually got you guys into it. Go for it, Val.
Start with you.
I wish I could find the article, but I actually specifically remember the moment. It was Saturday. Let me get the date. Saturday, May 22nd. I was sitting on my couch on Twitter, and I was probably really stoned. And Actually, I probably wasn't because I had to go to work that day. But I was on Twitter and I saw a post from IGN that like reeked of paid sponsorship post.
Hmm.
That was basically just like, hey, this is Marvel Snap, and it's like it's coming out soon. It's from the creator of Hearthstone, and it was just like a quick like little tweet. And I opened up the link. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. All right, and I'll sign up for that. And just like threw my email in, was like, I have an Android device, I can sign up for that. And 2 days later, at 11 a.m. on the dot, I got the congratulations email. You have access to the Marvel Snap Android closed beta. We cannot wait for you to experience Marvel Snap. I look forward to your notes and feedback. And yeah, that's
awesome.
That's it.
All right.
And what made you like want to like stream it? Like, were you streaming?
Nobody
other stuff, or
was.
You were like,
Yeah.
oh,
no,
because
we'll
nobody
get to
else.
that.
Was.
Nobody
I
was.
definitely have a question about that too. Luke, what about you? When
yeah.
did you want to get into the beta?
So I had to look it up. So the announcement video was May 19th, and I'm not sure. I think it was Twitter. I think I saw someone else share it. But what caught my attention was Marvel card game by Ben Brode, and I was like, good enough for me. And then I haven't looked up the video, but the thing that really sold me is when they did the gameplay video where it was Johnny and Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki,
and so them playing and seeing the different cards and the different abilities and like how quick everything was. I'm like, okay, yeah, give me this game. And it's actually a funny story. So I posted it. I got in on the 27th of last year of May, and my family, my youngest son's birthday is June 1st. So since his birthday, we've always gone on vacation right around that time. So I got into the beta, and the next day we were going on a week-long trip. And I don't have an Android device. I was just really excited and was hoping that I could use my PC and play it somehow on there. And I was like, I'm going to be gone. So I ended up getting on Facebook Marketplace and bought this really old Android tablet for $10. Okay. Threw it in my bag, and I was like, when we get to the hotel, I'll use the Wi-Fi, download it, it'll all be good. It took me 4 hours and 12 updates to the software of this tablet in order to get Marvel Snap to run.
Wow.
And then the thing caught fire because Marvel Snap was not optimized for such an old tablet.
Then it played for 3 days of the 7 days we were there, and it got so hot it stopped working. The screen went out. The screen went out on the tablet.
I was joking.
That is amazing. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
And then I got home 4 days later and downloaded BlueStacks.
There you go. Victory. Wow. That's an amazing story. That's amazing.
A great story, Lou. Oh my God.
My story is kind of like Val's. I did see an IGN post with the trailer on it. I watched the trailer and was trying to figure out what it's all about. Seeing these little cards and little things running around.
That trailer showed jack
shit. It was just little people running around and fighting. I'm like, what's going card game? This don't look like a card game. And at the end, you saw all the cards float. I'm like, you know what? Why not? I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Why not? Let's play some Marvel Snap, right? Never played Hearthstone. My lady did, but I didn't play that much. I did play a little bit. So I was like, why not? Let's try this game. I have a Pixel. Let's do it. Sign up. Got into the beta, same time, May 27th. But I was in Dominican Republic because my friend was getting married. So it was like a bachelor party. So I'm like, my Pixel phone is all the way in New York. I can't, I'm not playing this beta right now. Came back home around the 29th, went to a brunch, took my Pixel, got on the Cheese Factory Wi-Fi, updated the Pixel, downloaded the beta, and was playing Snap the whole time through my friend's brunch. It was hilarious. Nice. But yeah, came back home, of course, used BlueStacks, and then that was that. So, Kawa, how about you? How'd you
guys have the best stories. I don't know how mine's gonna add up to this. For me, basically, I've been actually I was a big fan of Ben Brode, played a lot of Hearthstone, and when he announced that he was leaving and setting up his own thing, I was like, oh, Second Dinner. And every 6 months, I would just go to the Second Dinner website and I'd be like, is there any update? What's he doing? What's Ben up to? And then I actually also subscribed to their YouTube channel because every few months they'd be like, we got a new team member, but they would not say anything about what the game was. And then at one stage they said they're working with Marvel. And I was like, it's Ben Brode, it's Marvel. it's probably going to be Marvel card game. And at the time, I was doing my internship for college, so I was basically working a full-time job. Saw the announcement on the 19th. Literally on that day, started a brand new YouTube channel, made a video talking about the announcement. Every other video that came out, gameplay reveal, breakdown. I did all of this stuff. Anything to be like, I want to get access to this as fast as possible. They said beta was coming out. EU was not an option. I was like, I cannot sit here for the entire summer, watch everybody else play this game and not get into it. So I contacted one of the devs, and they were like, yeah, you can try, sign up, why not? Tried to do some VPN. I think I broke BlueStacks because I did so much. Like, I did like 3 instances of NordVPN on 3 different accounts. No matter what the story was, I got in somehow, right? I got in, got access, was playing on my phone. I remember my very first stream of playing Marvel Snap. I had 500 viewers, and my dad was texting me, telling me dinner was ready, coming down on WhatsApp on my phone, and everyone saying, what's going on? I was like freaking out, but it was the best thing ever. Like, I started streaming it kind of pretty much like as much as I could, but then at the same time, right, like if you've got a full-time job, you can't stream that much, like, you know what I mean? So I was streaming it here and there, but on my like breaks from work and just like walking to work and stuff on the bus, I was playing it nonstop. I was falling asleep like this, like literally playing the game, like falling asleep like this. So yeah, and it was amazing. It was literally like everything I wanted in a card game. Super fast paced. Like the fact that it was mobile first was actually really good to me, because I was at the time with my job, I was out and about and I was moving so much. So the fact that it was just there in my pocket to play was amazing. So yeah, good memories of it. And the fact that, you know, I started the brand new YouTube channel, I am where I am now, is like, it's crazy to me. Like, you know what I mean? So the game means so much to me, still means so much to me. But beta days, man, we'll never be able to relive them, but they were just the best. They were the best times of this game, in my
I
opinion.
agree.
Yeah,
So
it was
you did
always.
ask that.
I was just saying it was always a fun time. We'll never go back to it, which is a good thing. But
yeah,
going on to Twitch and be like, all right, I think I'm going to stream. How many other streamers are on? 3?
2.
Yeah.
So
I'll
go into that.
be the 4th. Yeah.
Val, speaking of that, like Kawa asked you, so what made you want to stream the game? And before you get into the answer, were you streaming before Marvel Snap?
God, so I have been slowly acquiring everything to stream over the past 7 years. I'd grab a mic here, I'd grab a camera here, I'd get lights here and there. So like I had everything I needed to stream probably 2 years ago. What's funny is like it kind of happened like when pandemic started. I kind of had everything to stream, but I just didn't have the proper drive. So I think I started streaming a little bit more in September of 2020. I started streaming like Fall Guys and stuff when that came out. And like I had fun with it, but like I didn't have the drive. I didn't have as much fun as I wanted to. And then I streamed a little bit of like Elden Ring when that came out, and same thing, like I just didn't have the drive to do it. And I still just had everything ready. Like OBS was ready to go. Like I had prior knowledge on how to do it. So Snap came out, and I think I went onto the Snap category and literally saw one person streaming the game. And it was just like, man, getting in on the ground floor of a brand new Marvel game.
Marvel IP, yeah.
Yeah, regardless of if it's mobile, because like at the time I definitely was like, you know, I've played a few mobile games here and there, but I don't know how mobile games do on Twitch. Like I don't know how mobile games are going to do in the wider audience of things. And it was just like, yeah, fuck it. And started like, I decided like, okay, if I'm going to stream this, I'm going to stream this. Like I'm going to try and do it every weekday at the very least for like a month and see what happens. And like streaming before with random games, I'd be lucky to get 2 people in there. And immediately I had, I vividly remember 7 Dash was the first guy who like started talking regularly in my chat. And like, I'm super thankful for him showing up and chatting for that first week, because it got me to get in that proper mindset right away of how to engage with Twitch, not with Twitch chat, but with Twitch. Like I think I've grown a lot as a streamer since then. And like, you know, I don't have my viewer count on anymore. I don't have my follower count on anymore. I don't care if anybody's there. I'm going to be the same person on Twitch, no matter what I'm playing and no matter who's there. And like, it's something that Snap, like with its highs and lows, has been able to teach me to do. And like, I'm so fucking thankful. Like, I do not stream to the numbers that I used to stream to at all anymore, but like Snap opened the door for me in like the wider world of streaming on Twitch or whatever. And like, I'm so fucking thankful that I got in when I did, so that I could just learn the ropes and like have fun. Like it's not, it's kind of a second time, like a part-time job, but like it's just fun now. And like,
Right.
I'm so thankful to Snap for that.
That's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
I remember, yeah, like I said, you and Metal were the people I saw
Yep.
on Twitch when I first started looking into it. Luke, what about you? What made you start streaming? You didn't stream before Snap, or did you?
I did not stream before Snap, and what it was those 4 days that I didn't have the tablet on vacation because it burnt out. I was stuck watching whatever streamers were playing the
Stuck.
game at the time.
Stuck. Thanks.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and I think it was the last day of vacation, or maybe the first day we got back. I saw this little streamer called Mr. Metal, and he was streaming the game. And his stream, if any of the OGs remember watching, especially his early streams, he just sat there and listened to heavy metal music and just chatted with people in chat. And it was just such a cool guy. So I started chatting, like basically at nights after work, I would get on my computer and watch him and talk to him while trying to figure out how does OBS work? How does this stuff work? If I wanted to stream, there is only like 3 people on streaming, so I mean that'd be cool. I've always thought about streaming, but never had the time or really the game, the thing to stick me into it. But yeah, Mr. Metal was a big influence on that. Of watching him, I was like, I can be cool and listen to music and play Marvel Snap. Let's do that. But yeah, that's how I got started with it. It was Mr. Metal and just the addictive gameplay of Marvel Snap that got me into it. Because like, if I'm gonna do it for 4 hours when I get off work every night, why not try to do
Right.
something with it and talk to? That was one of the main things too. Is I wanted to have a Twitch chat that could talk to me about the game and be excited about it with me while I played it.
Awesome. What about you, Kawa?
Very similar to Val. I just acquired all of my stuff throughout the years. I did make I didn't make content on Hearthstone, but I streamed every now and then. Streamed Rocket League with my friends every now and then. Had like the Go XLR, had the mic, had the green screen, because I just like, it's what I enjoyed doing. So it was like, oh, if I want to stream, whatever. But I did not have drive to do it. Marvel Snap came out. Like I said, the first announcement video, made the YouTube channel. I was like, I'm doing this. Like, if there's ever a time in my life, like I had my job, but then like you guys were saying, I had my 4 to 5 hours a evening where if I wanted to do stuff, I could. So that's kind of what made me do it. And I'm so thankful for everything this game. But the biggest thing is actually what Lute said. It's just the people, right? I wouldn't still be playing this game without the people. Without you guys, without Shade, without Coco, without everybody in this community. That's what keeps me going, is being able to talk to you and get excited about it with you guys. If I was kind of sitting here just by myself playing the game, I would have enjoyed it for a certain amount of time.
Right.
But I know for a fact I would have left, because if I don't have that kind of sense of like community and like I haven't been part of a community as like just amazing as all of you guys. And like when I can't even remember if it was you, Lute, or whoever reached out to me. I don't know how you guys even saw me, because I'm a completely different time zone. You guys were probably like doing your own thing, or like, I don't know who found me out of you guys. But when I got that message off whoever it was, if it was Lute or if it was Carbon,
Yeah.
I remember I was lying on my bed. I hadn't like streamed or done anything. I was playing the game a lot on my phone and stuff like that, but I didn't really make content on it. I stopped. And when I got that message, I was like, oh, I want to make friends. I want to talk to people about Snap. And I remember after getting in that call and doing that first CubeRush, that's when everything changed for me. That's when I was like, oh shit, there's like a community of people that I can actually talk to. I remember just like Val's vibe, Metal's vibe, who else was it as well? Unwanted. He was like going crazy at the time. That was it was a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you to you guys, honestly, because I would not still be here without you guys whatsoever. So that's what got me into it. It was definitely I just got a drive for it. I just had a huge passion for the game. Loved Marvel stuff. I was like, you know what? If there's ever a time to give it a go, it's now.
Why not?
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What about you, Ken?
I never streamed at all. I saw Molt streaming it on YouTube, Binks, like I said, Metal and Val. So I was just like, I'm having fun with this game as well. I want to stream it. Why not get into it? Like you said, Val, at the ground floor. I figured, all right, do I do it on YouTube? Do I do it on Twitch? How does this work? So it's a lot of learning. So from May to July 5th, I learned a lot. What not to buy. I was going to buy like this $500 device to do overlays, and I was like, thank God I watched a YouTube video called OBS, because I definitely was about to spend the $500. It was crazy. It was just bananas. But once I saw that, and my setup, I might have a picture. I'm gonna show you guys. Was like the iPad, my Mac, and a camera. That was it. That was how. And I had the same microphone Binks had. So I was like, oh, this microphone looks like what Binks used. I'm gonna get that. And yeah, streamed. A couple people in the room, 5 people every time. I said, you know what? Why not have a good time? And yeah, same thing happened. Loot and Carbon raided me, and I was like, huh, okay. Who are these guys? And it's like, oh, they do CubeRush. I'm like, I did watch one of you guys stream and do this CubeRush thing. And then they invited me to CubeRush, and the rest is history from there. It was super fun. I loved the vibe. Everybody was just great. The community was phenomenal. And that competitive mode that we had, that wasn't really competitive built in, was super fun. So Luke, shout out to you for that, because that made Marvel Snap even more fun than what it was before. And that's why we're here now, right? So that's pretty fun. But yeah, that was good times. And speaking of that, so I still don't see CubeRush in the game. I mean, I thought they would put something like that in the game at this point, right? We just have regular battle mode. Luke, do you feel CubeRush is coming into Marvel Snap?
I don't think it is, but if they want to call me, I can tell them how to put it in the game and guarantee that it'd be a hit, because I do think, because my idea of CubeRush, I mean, obviously came from Carbon and Toby doing the very first one, and me just watching them do it, and then me reaching out to them and being like, hey, let's do this. Like, I'll host it and we'll get more people and y'all can play and we'll just build up more people. Because that was my thought. I was like, what if we had 4 people doing this or 8 people doing this? And so I just thought it was a really cool thing of just seeing 2 people kind of rushing for it. But the idea of it came from Magic the Gathering Online, which is Magic the Gathering really, really like 20-year-old client. But something that they do are like hour-long events or whatever that you go on there and you play forever how long and ever how well you do. That's the prize support you get. And so that's kind of what I thought. I was like, you play for an hour, see how many cubes you can gain, and then have a winner. And I think there's still a space for that where they could totally do like 6 times a day. The schedule, it's every 2, 4, 8 or whatever, and have it where you can sign up for a small amount of gold and enter this thing, and you're in a queue with other people in the event and just trying to gain the most cubes in like that hour time frame. I think that would just be a really cool thing of small, because there's not really would be a meta for it, because you don't know what the other people are bringing into the thing. And yeah, and you're playing against multiple of those people. It's not just like a round robin system or anything like that, or a bracket.
Yeah, I think they should do some type of, this mode would be great to put in there with the battle mode. So I hope they do something like that. But speaking of which, we have images of these amazing card lists.
I'm after looking through them. I'm just laughing so much.
From these amazing content creators here. Starting with the first CubeRush, Mr. Metals, Zola, PogChamp, Toby's Wave Death, Unit Zero still around too, Magic, card list. Look at these card lists, guys.
You can see the start of the piss deck.
Yes, with the gold. Yes, that's right. No,
man, look at that. He was so hard up for big guys. He said 6'11" Hulk, get in here. Like, he just wanted big dudes, and that's what he had. That's what you were strapping for back in those days. That 1/6 Maul, 514 Red Skull,
514 Red Skull,
the 1/1 Sunspot. That's funny that's nostalgic now. Yeah.
My boy's still the same though. Infinite still 620. Shang-Chi, look at that. All these big guys in there. Shang-Chi as well.
6'10 Chavez. Look at that. 6'10
Oh,
Chavez.
my
That's
goodness.
Well, the way
wild.
F,
6'10
that's what I was
Chavez.
about to say. That was the bread and butter for that deck for me when I played a deck like this was that turn 4 Jubilee. You know you're going to have 11 power on the board.
Yeah.
It was broken.
it's
Jubilee
going to happen every
always
time.
pulled
Yeah.
Chavez.
Yes.
Wow, that was great. And the Unit Zero's Magic, when you could play Magic on any
The
turn.
old
Any
magic.
turn, dude.
And you could tell he just wanted stats. He had old school Okoye, old school Nakia with
Hellcow?
2/6
Okoye.
Hellcow. He just wanted stats. That's all he wanted.
He didn't
The
care what he
1/1
discarded.
Okoye. Oh my god, this
The
is
1/1
wild.
Okoye. And Nakia buffed your entire hand. Oh man.
Oh God, I
Good
forgot
times.
it.
Good times. Oh wow, Angela 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then we go down to
That's
Kawa.
wild.
CubeRush 2. Kawa, the lockdown card list. So, Kawa, what's your
This-
thoughts on this card list? Can this card list still be competitive
This
today?
I remember what this was. So this was basically like going from pool 2 of doing like a Sunspot Infinite deck and just mashing together whatever pool 3 cards I got. But I remember I was one of the first people who got Sif and Ghost Rider. So to be able to get an Infinite on turn
Yeah.
3
Mm.
with
Was the
Ghost Rider
best.
was
The best.
insane. So I loved this deck. Like this is a deck that I'm pretty sure I had even like I kept it in my collection all the way up until launch. And then I remember the day I had to like delete it. I was like, oh, it's been a good run, but you gotta go. And Val's bony spider jugs. Please
Yeah.
explain this.
I
Yeah.
wish I could, man. Looking at this, like I'm definitely only pool 2, right? Like this is Spider-Man.
No, Marvel was 3 and Magneto
Marvel's
was 3.
3,
I think.
Magneto was
Yeah.
3. You were you had to be early 3.
Early.
Yeah,
Well, this
early
is what
3.
7/13. Yeah, I must have
Yeah.
been real early on pool 3.
Mm.
I don't really know what I was going for this. Like this
Looks like
had
you
to have
knew-
been Twitch chat making me make bad decisions. Is like the
Well-
number one thing that I would say.
Well,
Your middle
what's
lane was on
funny?
point, though. Yeah, Medusa and
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes. What was funny though is you can see one of the earliest combos in the game that's still around and still good today. Both these decks have it. Storm Juggernaut.
Yeah.
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 And I mean that was good too. Also with Kawa's deck, because I remember loving this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. I know you've talked about it a lot, but just the fact that you could do the Storm with the Sif Ghost Rider like next turn, or the Juggernaut, and then Spider-Man like on turn 5 to lock stuff out. And if
Drop a
you get
Marvel and pray.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. If you get Miss Marvel, that just because you could also do that. You could, get that off the Ghost Rider Sif combo or something, and then you just got 6 power that's going to move around, win you the lane and stuff.
Wow.
Good
times. Look at that.
Times.
And then my first Cube Rush. I don't know what I was thinking here with Lockjaw and everybody else, but Asgard, why not? We had
Lockjaw
four.
Adam Warlock. What is
Yeah.
Lock
that?
John Carnage, man. You lived
And Carnage.
dangerously.
Now, what I want to know was Nexus events. Was that Lady Thor paid for, or did you get that for free?
Oh, I
Oh, he paid for that.
I
Come
paid
on.
for that.
Come
This-
on.
Come on.
Who are
we
you
can talk
talking
about Nexus
to?
events shortly, but yes, I paid for that.
At
I
that
paid for
time, you're
that.
probably one of a handful of Jane Fosters out in
Yes.
the wild.
You actually got
And that's
that.
the reason
yeah.
why she was in this card list, just for that, because I was one of the handful of people to get this card. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Remember 4/6 Thor? That was so bad. I'm so happy.
Oh my god, yeah.
And this is when Okoye went to a 2 cost.
And we can see the
Yeah.
transition. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There he
Yeah.
is. Nova. Maybe Nova was nerfed now to be just a 1+.
He was probably just
with
+1, but
power.
he's still a 1/2 there.
Yeah, he is a
Yeah.
1/2.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just looking at this Taskmaster. I don't know what the hell I was thinking with this.
Look, you know what this
Two
looks like?
targets.
Do you know
Oh,
what this looks like with the Cosmo Destroyer? It looks like a very early version of the Shiri deck.
It's
Like
weird.
before
like,
they
yeah.
before they started getting
Yeah.
fancy, it's like the early version, because you had Enchantress 2 hit the Typhoon Mary and stuff, like you
Yeah.
had the kind of building blocks of that deck.
Yeah, a very strange deck. I think I remember like coming last in this CubeRush with this.
Like
Wow.
you had this idea of hiding things behind Invisible Woman, but I
Yes.
don't see what you have to
I
hide
know.
behind
I
Invisible
needed
Woman.
that thinking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Destroyer? Did you have
The
Destroyer?
Maximus?
Go
I think it was.
last turn?
I think it was the Maximus, and that's it. Pretty much just the Maximus. Yeah. Oh
You
man.
got Invisible Woman. You want to use her. Totally get it.
Yeah.
And then CubeRush 5.
HMS Vanessa. Look at this.
This
bad-
entire
Look
deck
at this deck.
was 100% because I got that stupid Pirate Kingpin. And like I built another deck. I vividly remember this. I built another deck that was much better than this one. I don't know what it was, but chat bullied me into using this deck because of the stupid Kingpin and the fact that we looked up the name of the ship that Kingpin helmed
Oh,
in the
really?
1602 Marvel shit, and it was
Makes
Vanessa.
sense.
It was
Vanessa.
His Majesty's ship, Vanessa.
That makes
was
sense. That was his lady. That's
And
right.
I think we were looking at this before, and we decided that this was probably the week that Fisk Tower got released.
Yes.
I'd hope so because there's no other move synergy.
No Juggernaut.
It's way
nothing.
too late for Bifrost. That
No
was
way.
July. So
Mm.
yeah, it had to
Yeah.
have been the Fisk Tower.
It
Week.
had to be Fist Tower because that's the reason why I was running Arrow Death Wave with Kingpin.
Right.
was to
Okay.
pull
Yeah.
those
So this
cards
makes
in the
sense.
Fist Tower. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, look
yeah.
at your
Man,
card list. You
this-
loved you some
well,
leader, huh?
So
This
my
not-
favorite thing in this whole thing right here in Kawa's list is I have to have a 2-drop. I have to have Domino in my deck. I can't wait and start playing my cards on turn 3 with
Turn
Electra
3.
and Wave. I have to
Wow.
have this Domino.
I thought it was a genius. I was like, I found a use for Domino. I can play her on 2 every turn. But I'm not gonna lie, like this deck is still like you can see the remnants of like ramp decks now.
Yeah. No. This is
Yeah.
Electro Ramp. Like it's not bad.
I don't
This-
think Jessica's needed, but she was a 5/8.
That's
back then,
why-
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why.
I want-
She got what
wanted-
+5?
plus 2. No, plus 2.
Plus 2.
Yeah,
She's
she was
5'10".
5'10".
Yeah.
Wow.
But the whole idea of this deck was I wanted to get like some decent 5 drops, some big like you can literally see this is like a ramp deck and very early iteration of it. I remember making a video on this and being like, oh my god, like nobody else is playing a deck like this.
I feel like I
Thought it was
remember
a
this
fucking-
video actually.
Yeah, thinking I was the fucking shit because I was standing up in my really weird overlay. I'm like, oh my god, I've made like I came back from like my holidays. I was tanned as fuck. I remember I looked like an Oompa Loompa. Like yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah.
Wow.
And we leave it there with the arrow.
And
Look at this one.
SuperTech has
Look at this.
Oh, you
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver.
Let's go. Turn 1, baby.
But like, okay, Widow and Quicksilver aside,
yeah,
Death
this
Wave.
was when was this?
this was back
Wait,
like
was Tech actually the founder of Deathwave? What?
100%. 100%. And that was because of Loot, because he loved Arrow so much.
I
was like,
gave him this
I gotta
list.
put
Yeah,
Arrow in this
I gave him a
card
very
list.
similar.
like
list.
this is not
Yeah.
a horrible list for like early
Yeah.
pool 3.
Correct.
Very
I
good.
don't know the
Correct.
exact date.
Correct.
This was late
Correct.
July. Late
And I did
July.
win the
Late
CubeRush
July.
with this
Wow.
one, I believe. Yeah, I got to pull the video.
I'd say you did, Ken, because this
Yes.
deck is insane. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
I
not
did
bad.
win the CubeRush. No, wait, did I win with this one? We'll look at the video shortly,
I
guys.
didn't
definitely
win
have
with mine, but I did well. So yeah.
This was
Yeah.
the 8-man
Early.
CubeRush. Yeah, I think you did win the 8-man.
Yeah, early Death Wave, guys. Look at that. You can't do this anymore now, because when you
Look.
wave, Death becomes a 4.
Look, he already had a good amount of variance in this too. He had the Killmonger, the Carnage, the
lot.
The
Bucky.
Bucky.
I'm
the
more
Death
looking at how many
Rock.
base cards he's got in that deck. Like it's just
You're right. 1, 2, 3, and Arrow and Moon Girl. Yeah, not bad. And Black Widow
and death.
and Death. There you go. And then Loot's favorite picture. Loot loves him some Arrow. But Loot, tell your story behind this photo.
So this was amazing. I know that I waved on the last turn, and I figured that they probably had Death too, but this was early days and like no one was running Arrow but me. So I was like, they're not going to Arrow me. That was never a thought. I never thought Arrow was going to hit me. So I played Arrow here and Death right. He played 3 deaths and Shang-Chi that turn. And Arrow just sucked them all in the middle and just barely let me edge out a cuber. This is my favorite picture because I remember too because there was a big debate going on Twitter if the chibi death was better or the wedding dress death is better. Obviously, I'm correct. And yeah, and so just the fact that it was 3 chibi deaths, I'm like, yeah.
Was this the start of your Discord channel of Loot's
yes.
letter to
yes.
Arrow?
This is from that. Yeah. And when we did the CubeRush, we had a Discord for organizing it. And one late night, I was working on something in Discord, like maybe roles or something. And I just got bored. I was like playing the game also. And one of these happened where Arrow just completely stole the game because no one believed Arrow was good at the time. It was just me. I had to have evidence. I had to document it. And so I started a thread on there that was Loot's love letter to Arrow, and all I did is whenever I got one, I would save up a couple, and every couple days I would just drop 3 or 4 or 5 pics.
We couldn't chat in this channel. Like everybody was locked out of chatting, but everybody had access to look at it. It was great.
It was just like a museum of Arrow taking cubes.
Early version of Carbon begging for like the crystal buff of you just like, please listen to me. She's a good card. I swear. My wife. It's great.
For whenever someone asked me, why is Arrow good? I just pointed at this.
Go look at this.
Send to this link
post
and tell them why.
Well, what's funny is I remember Val one time in his thing too. The first time I was like, hey man, you should put Arrow in your deck or whatever. And he starts talking about Kingpin. And I'm like, no, Kingpin is a trap. Yep, don't do Kingpin. I remember so hard, so many people I try to convince that Arrow was good. And they're like, Kingpin doesn't seem that great. Don't run Kingpin. I'm not saying Kingpin. I'm saying Arrow.
Yeah. The Arrow with death was the way you told me about it. And I was just like, it's over from there.
So good.
Phenomenal.
So good.
And then these were my first card lists when I first started streaming. I don't know. I was trying to go up against the whole Nova Carnage thing back then.
Carnage was like the best deck in the game. Yeah, that was
this
crazy.
Was like to go up against it.
3-0 Devil Dino. Good lord.
Oh my god.
Look at the 3-3
with the 3-3 Moon Girl.
Turn 6, best play, baby. Right?
Insane.
That was the best play on turn 6. You winning the game.
Bishop was 3-2 as well. I forgot that he got nerfed. Yeah.
Yes. A Strong Guy needs to come back. I feel sorry for Strong Guy. Strong Guy was so good back in the day. Look at this.
What was he? Was +4?
Plus
6?
Not 6. He became a 2-9. Yeah.
2-9.
2-9. That was dude. That was back when like everybody looked at discard and was just like, man, discard is like so hard because it's like it's such a detriment to discard your. No, it's not. It's so not.
It was phenomenal. I miss these days. Like you said, 2-4, Lady Sif, Infinite. Oh my goodness. Turn 5. Look at the power on the board. 27.
Look at
turn
that
5.
gray border swarm.
And that was
got swarm.
I just got swarm. Yes.
That's
I didn't get Hell Cow until like that was like my last card for pool 3.
That's also old school Wolverine when where he didn't get the power buff.
Right. He just came back on the board.
4-7 Sword Master. That was not a good card. I'm glad they put him to 3-6.
3-6. Yeah. Don't bother me at that power.
He's still
6'10" Chavez. Wow. But yeah,
the 2-4 Lady Sif.
I miss it so much.
We need her back.
3 Ghost Rider.
Do you guys remember Scarlet Witch was a 1-2?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And she like there was that moment of just like every deck needs a Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she was the best one drop in the game at a stage. Yeah. Literally the best card in the game. Yeah.
She's probably one of the best 2-drops at this point.
Yeah. Agreed.
Solid card.
But that's not in any deck.
In one deck, consistently in Sarah.
Yeah.
Always Sarah, hit monkey,
Cerebro
right?
3.
Cerebro 3.
So we have this video here that
this is the great.
Oh, I love this.
Wait. There isn't. I don't even think there's a way we win this game in particular. But I think we go for it. I think we put our best foot forward.
Yeah. Okay. We have to play some to Isle of Silence because we need to win. Oh, okay. This.
Wait. Okay. Hear me out. It's fast because they're gonna play. If not, we play Arrow on the left. Arrow on the left. We'll pull their infinite.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I don't know if they're gonna do it, but if they do it, this will be incredibly.
I mean, why else would you pass?
Fog.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
This is why Arrow is so
Oh,
good.
man.
Miss.
Ooh, the
That's
reeds.
a
The reeds.
That's good.
That was
I
so
remember
good.
that.
Oh my
That
god.
was
That was
so
such a good.
That hits
Yeah.
different, honestly. Yeah.
That was the first tag team tournament.
That was so fun.
That
So
was a
much
good
fun.
time. I have a quick video of like my first stream. Don't laugh, guys. Look, I got the same shirt on right now too. I was in the kitchen with my little cube in the background.
Oh, that neighbor is wrecking you right now.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this madness.
The funny thing is, this is still like a really good overlay
snap
compared to some
anyway.
people. Like it's still really
It's my
good.
first overlay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
When I learned how to do this,
Snap is
I
right.
felt so good.
I actually just realized I have my first stream
Oh please.
Oh my god, do you?
Please
because
don't
I accidentally I had it hooked up to a keyboard. I had my phone hooked up to a keyboard, and I did the Super Troopers joke of enhance, and I accidentally opened Google Maps.
Oh shit.
And it
You gotta send that.
immediately just showed my location. I was like, I probably have to do something about that. So I actually took that and made highlights. So there you
Oh,
go.
let me
There's
see
I
this.
just threw it into the chat.
Now we're gonna
if you
pull it
wanna-
up right now. 'Cause
I'm pretty
that's
sure
what we
this is
need
my
to see.
first. I haven't opened this video in the longest time. I completely
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh my.
My niece
God.
FaceTimed me on my first stream. It was so funny. It just
I
Wait,
almost
on
definitely
your
was like
iPad,
getting
that's so
texts
funny.
and stuff.
yeah. Where's the? Oh, you put in the chat. Okay,
put
let's
it in
take a
the-
look.
Val, your collection level 0. Oh my god.
Okay, it really is my first stream. Oh my
look
god.
at- Hold on, guys. You guys gotta see. Oh man, good times.
I don't think I had like well, maybe I did have like the record player going or something. I'm not sure. So
Still got that
I got
mustache.
beta access
So I got beta access.
to Marvel Snap. I play a shit ton of Marvel Champions.
One
which
rank.
you can
One.
see over here. So I got real fucking excited when I heard. I must have started playing it
I
on
haven't
stream. I didn't
dabbled
even
too
realize
much
that.
You did,
in,
yeah.
Mobile Marvel games.
Oh my
sadly.
god! When you're saying I've got a shit ton of Marvel, you literally have a
Same thing I
stack
would
of
do.
shelves of Marvel Champions beside you. Oh my
I've
god!
got more than that now.
Abomination. I can beat Abomination with Hulk. That's
You
easy.
could beat Abomination, not
That's
Evo
With a Hulk.
Abomination. With a
So,
Hulk.
all right, or
There's so much of me on the screen
Everything's
versus the
doubled.
game.
in Subterra.
Hey.
This is
Doesn't matter.
literally Kriparian's
Bro,
overlay now for Twitch
hopefully
Rivals. It's the
there.
exact same.
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
I was using a
That is so
Samsung
true.
device.
If you
Samsung. I was
throw
using a
Hulk
Samsung device. Come on.
into Savage Land.
There
I
you
still
go.
think We're gonna lose that.
There it is.
Wow,
Let me
look at
see.
this,
We can
guys.
keep going. I'll try and pull something up in mine.
Or
Please do.
Iron Man.
Pull up- Yeah.
I was bald during my first stream, so
I take a little more pride in
Oh,
my hair these days.
I just realized the Clintar is the -2 power.
Yeah, it's the old Clintar.
Holy
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Necrotia.
look at
You
that.
have three-
I haven't
First
even
time
seen
seeing
Ant-Man
Ant-Man.
yet.
Oh, still doesn't get that. No, we tie that, right? No, nothing.
This is good stuff.
All right, we're good.
My first
Look at
win.
that one, all 3 lanes, easy. Oh no, you tied right. Never mind. Not so good job.
Collect rewards.
Oh God.
Look at that.
I don't even remember those
Oh.
graphics being a thing.
yeah, those are the graphics. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna get to upgrade Sentinel.
Oh, first upgrade.
Upgrade this card to uncommon in game 1 collection level.
We got to see this.
So I think once you
You're
receive
theory
a card
crafting
that
what
you
collection
already
level
have,
is.
it upgrades it.
Look at the credit
I
symbol.
think that's what just happened.
Oh, you
That
got
is
it.
the
Seven
Seven
dash. There he is. Shout out to 7 Dash.
I think that's what I just got.
Oh my!
Jessica
It's a little.
Jones.
I
Look
wish
at
there was
that
a little more explanation on
Wait,
what
Spectrum was
getting
in
for-
there? I did not know Spectrum was one of those early cards.
rewards.
I love
there.
how the cube's just floating
getting
behind the
points or
collection
what?
track up top. As well.
You can't even see it. It's just-
So
Wow.
what is this here? So this is our
This is good stuff,
collection.
guys.
Get your
levels.
card,
I don't know if
Val.
this is necessarily.
Val, what you
like-
waiting for,
this is the
buddy? You
battle
gonna save those
pass
cashes?
for the
200
season pass.
cashes?
This is just.
He's
ongoing
saving it for a
what
box
you're
opening. That's what he's
getting
doing
as
on
you
YouTube.
collect stuff.
Oh
So
my
it
gosh.
goes pretty high.
7
God.
Dash, there he is.
Are you going to go all the way to the end?
You know what?
Please
Let's see
scroll
this.
all the way to the end.
Jesus.
No way, Val.
Yes.
Stop it.
Scroll
Stop.
all the
I
way
mean,
to the end.
Wait,
this is
did you
unlocking
actually-
variants and boosters, which are gonna. Yeah, battle pass left side. This is the free thing. I'm just curious how high this goes.
I'm intrigued to see if
It's
this.
so
this,
funny.
this
He's
is
just
gonna be
going and
ongoing,
going
which
and going.
I guess makes sense if they're.
All
Gonna
right, he gave
constantly
up.
add new
Stop. Okay,
cards and
okay,
everything.
All right, what else we got going through this? Got Hawkeye?
I did a mission.
Look at Val's face. I love it.
Oh, look at the old mission layout.
Wow.
All credit. Oh
God,
my!
like the
God.
transition between screens is so choppy. They've done such a good job
Uh,
cleaning
do,
this thing
do,
up.
do.
Do you,
Season pass.
any of you guys, have the awesome Nexus videos?
Let me just
Oh,
show you. I'll
man.
send this in quickly. I found one clip of me naming my first deck.
Oh, yeah, send that. All right, let's pause it. Look at Kawa. Hold on, guys. All the people watching the video,
Look,
you guys
I
are in
think
for a treat.
I think they're online too. If everyone can go find Kawa's old
100%.
Hearthstone videos,
Yeah, you can
He
still watch
showed me
that.
one time. He
Alright,
I,
let's
I
scroll this.
landed on that page by accident once, looking
Oh,
for
well,
your
it's not here.
videos.
You know what? I was watching Dirk Diggler's stream last night along with a few
Dirk
guys.
Diggler.
So
Do you remember
we're gonna call
Dirk
this the
Diggler?
Digglers. If Dirk's in the stream, I wish Dirk was in the stream. We're gonna call this the Digglers. Okay. So we just got Jessica Jones. Okay, since the There we Snap mechanic go. helps with the
Wow.
RNG games. 100.
Fantastic.
Love to see
Look
it.
at that.
So yeah,
Wow,
Nexus.
guys.
I don't think when the Nexus event happened, I didn't stream during it, but I did spend a lot of money on it, and I remember being one of the people that was really pissed off that I did not get the card after spending like, what was it? I think I spent like $100, got nothing. I remember I got I got the Star Lord and the Drax like exclusive variants, which is not exclusive anymore,
No.
and no card.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a great spend of money. That was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do have images when Nova got his
Oh my god!
Hey,
reduced to +1 power. But yeah, guys, Nova was a +2.
oh no, Nova was busted.
Could you
Holy
imagine
shit.
Nova now at a +2 and Surfer at a +3? That Surfer Killmonger Nova
Oh
combo would be
my
bananas.
God.
Okoye.
Don't give them an idea, Ken. Don't tell them.
Need that.
Look. What I love too is their reasoning behind why is like everyone wanted to play her on 2. We needed better 1-drops, so we put her as a 1-drop.
Exactly. Oh man.
Oh man.
Wow. As the Nexus events, everybody was upset. Nexus events were not events, but however, it allowed you to get special or secret cards, right?
It
Like you
was
said,
gotcha.
avatars and
Mhm.
Lady Thor that I got. Thanks.
I think it was avatars and variants exclusive stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
titles weren't a thing
Destroyer,
yet,
right?
Yeah.
Destroyer
And,
variant?
yeah, it was. Yeah, actually, yeah, I got the Destroy variant. That was the one thing I remember being happy about.
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah.
A lot of people weren't happy. Second Dinner listened, made the change, took it out, but
Refunded us, which was important. Gave us the
Yes.
gold back. Yeah.
and let us keep what we got. So that was pretty good. But do you guys think with everything that's happening now and the way things are when it comes to card acquisition and bundles, would the Nexus events be better?
We kind of touched. I
Yeah,
think I gave my opinion on this a little bit.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on like the fact, like doing the math. It's if you want every card, it's more expensive than if you had partaken in Nexus events every month.
Right.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It's
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
I was in a different place with this game at the time of giving that opinion of just like I was kind of in a spot of like I almost wish Nexus events were still around for that particular reason. But being a more casual player these days, I think I'm coming around on the original concept of collections being a little more unique. But that doesn't change the fact that if we're going to make this a competitive game, there needs to be just like an open collection, like a full collection for competitive mode or something. You can't have unique shit and expect people to take this game seriously competitive. So it is still going to be pay to win overall, not pay to win, but like pay to
be competitive.
Pay to be like up on like at some point you have to drop money in this game to get those cards to stay competitive. So I don't know. I don't think it would necessarily be better, but I think it's still we're still in that state. We never really got away from that.
The thing that I'm kind of looking at and kind of thinking about is like I dropped $100 or whatever it was on the next and I didn't get a thing. But now I'm dropping $100 to get 10k tokens, a variant. It's a very similar thing. But I'm not getting a card. I'm getting a whatever. If it's 10k tokens, I can buy a card and get thing. But it's still like trying to get like have that mindset and perspective now. It was like, oh, that's how much money I would have dropped in the game before in that state. But now there's just these bundles that they're actively doing. Saying there's and I even had the conversation with somebody about this recently about like these $100 bundles, and they're saying like people trying to justify it, saying like, yeah, it's a lot of money, but like if you have the money, it's the best value. But it's like I'm like if you chop that into 10 pieces, right, and it's a $10 bundle with the same value, why not do that? You will still sell. You will sell fucking more of them. You will sell way more of them.
They definitely tested that.
And they were like, no, people will still fucking drop money to fucking do this shit because they want the cards. They want, it's a weird situation.
I think a lot of that kind of stuff comes down to who makes those decisions.
Yeah, I agree.
And like who gets to say like, no, this is what we're gonna do for monetization. Make this work. So.
Yeah, because that's the crazy thing is with that bundle, you get the 10,000 tokens. That's one new card.
Yep. It's not even 2 cards.
Yeah, it's one card. And so like that just feels bad because I know, Kawa, you played Hearthstone. When a new set come out, I would spend about $100 between preload bundles but I had about 100 packs. But I would have basically every card of the new set or enough materials to have the whole set.
To craft and get the rest,
Yeah. And now I have 50 or 60 new cards to play with or more to play with. But now one card.
I wanted to do that. Like the thing about Hearthstone and expansion, things like that, was even if they gave us like 4 cards at the start of a month, people might think that like, oh, you mess around with the stuff, the meta will be solved fast, blah, blah, blah. But like my favorite time, my 2 favorite times in Snap. First time during beta when everybody got into pool 3, people were playing different shit. I was facing Doc Ock. I'd never seen Doc Ock. I didn't have Doc Ock. I was playing Sift Ghost Rider, felt like a fucking baller, pulling out my Infinite when nobody else could do it. And then my second favorite time was when they released Series 4 and Series 5 because there was a plethora of cards. There were so many cards. That's actually, believe it or not, like that's when my YouTube took off, was because there was so much content and so many cool, unique things to make. Whereas now I just feel like I'm being drip fed like fucking cards every week. And it's like, spend 6k to get Howard the Duck, eh? I'm like, come on. Like, what is this?
What you're saying you like is exactly what Ben was selling us, right? Is the unique collection aspect.
Yep.
And being able to go, oh shit, you got that. I've never seen that before. And they flipped that onto variants. They gave variants and titles and first edition badges. All of that job, they put it all on their shoulders, and like it's not pulling the weight because like it's fun and it's a good engagement tactic. It's a good way to grow your collection and keep you engaged and keep you spending and playing.
You're playing to try and get these cool cards that you see, right? Like I'm playing, maybe if I get my missions or I'm close to getting this, but it just doesn't feel like that anymore. It doesn't feel like I'm playing because it's so fucking expensive to get a card. It's not like, oh, I saw Living Tribunal or whatever. Let me play a few games to try and get. No, you have to spend 2 months realistically to get this. You have to get incredibly lucky if you want to open it from a box. It's not the same experience at all.
If anything, like, see, I would love if we got these like dumps every month. Like we get drip fed instead, but if we got these dumps every month, like there would be another kind of complaining going on of just like, well, I can't get that one I want. But can you also imagine them dropping 4 cards at once and them all working?
Yeah.
And them all working. Good
I
question. I mean, they could.
like a lot of it too. A lot of these problems are because of visual effects and because of trying to add these new things to the cards that just like when you test in a small, like, 50-person team, you're not going to catch all of these bugs right away when fucking 2 million people are playing. Like can you imagine 4 of them coming out at once the way that they did in December? I cannot believe that went off as well as it did.
Do we think we're ever going to have that again is the question, because I don't know if we are, which is kind of bizarre to me.
Sad.
They would have to completely rework their distribution.
Well,
I think they will.
And so, see, that's the interesting thing too. So the podcast that we did with the devs when
Nikki and Johnny were on.
Nikki was talking about that. At the time they were like a year ahead on passes and cards and stuff like that.
That's changed.
Well, yeah, they need to definitely shorten that up because I think you're looking at too many different cards. But yeah, we've talked about it before. I'm a real big fan of like the 4 cards all dropped in once too. Like that just feels a better thing than just 1 card or whatever.
Yeah. They had the right idea, I think, where it was drop 4 cards, have some sort of event to keep you engaged, even if the events weren't always like things that we loved.
Right.
A lot of them kept us, like Shield Hydra, like we were all making moats and shit, and like just having actual teams to be on. We'd shit talk each other for. Ken, for whatever reason, going Team Shield. It was fun. And
what happened to those events? I haven't seen them in so long.
It's done. It's just gone. Like, I don't know if Newverse Newverse doesn't have that big of a games division anymore, right? That money is just not earmarked for that kind of thing. Like they pushed for it, and then they even tried to they had a couple attempts at like, okay, let's really throw our weight behind this and really put production into this. And we all just went, it's a web page that barely loads.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well then we won't do anything instead of trying something new. And like that again, I think that falls on Newverse. I think a lot of problems with this game fall on Newverse, which is, man, it's so unfortunate they're publishing. It's
but I think they will make some changes to card acquisition. I mean, enough people are complaining about it. So I think something has to happen, and I think they will make that change. I don't know what kind of change they can do, but starting with putting some of these cards next month in Series 4 instead of Series 5, that's a good start. But I definitely agree. I think the beginning of the month, I feel still with the Battle Pass, have everybody pick that one card they want and then give all the other cards afterwards. This way, everybody will have something different. Right, if you pick Spider-Ham, you pay your $10, pick the beta card. Pick the card you want for your battle pass.
But they should do it within like the cool thing about that is they should be like, right, pick your card. You've got 5 minutes to pick your card. If you don't pick it, you get it randomized, because what people will do is they'll wait, they'll see what's the best card. Like just say, no, you've got 5 minutes, pick your card. If you don't pick your card, we're gonna give you a random one. And then that way people will feel either I got lucky, maybe, because it's just fun when you kind of get given a card that you get to experiment with, and then it doesn't feel like, okay, maybe you thought I got unlucky or I got this, but you all have the same odds, you all have the same chances, and you have the choice. I think this is gonna be the most fun card. I want to pick this one. That's a great idea, Ken. I'd love to see that again.
And then you have 3 cards to like unlock on your battle, your rank ladder as you go.
And every week, if they want to still have it put in the game every week in your collection level, you get a chance to get that new card. Don't make it suck. Like, I'm full collection. I opened up 200 cash.
I saw that. It's ridiculous, man.
Did not get high Evo. How is that even possible? How is that 200 caches and could not get high even?
Math.
So I think that needs to change too. I think that has to change. I know the percentage, whatever the case is.
No, but that percentage is so
stop.
ridiculously low.
Yeah,
that
stop.
It's just like,
They need to fix
why
that.
is it there?
That yeah, they need to stop.
Actually,
imagine
yeah.
one-
Series 5 check. How many from caches?
2, I
I had
think.
Valkyrie. Yeah,
I've
Valkyrie
had
and something
one.
else to me.
One. Yeah, same
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
So
Back in
yeah.
January or December.
And for me, it's the thing that's all I do now is because I'm full collection. I just save my boxes, but I don't at the same time. I'm like, why am I saving my boxes?
Yeah.
Because I could save 400 boxes, I could save 50 boxes, I could save 10 boxes.
Yeah.
It's the same odds. There's no pity timer. There's no nothing. I could literally open 400 boxes and not get a new card. Which
No.
You can now with this Series 4 drop, supposedly.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's-
but
We hope.
The whole thing with this Series 4 drop is, yes, it's great to see in there. It's good to see that they're making changes. But I just keep thinking of how many fucking players they've lost for not doing this sooner. They've lost so many players. I don't think people are... Listen, maybe some people will come back. And the funny thing was, I started my subathon when Haiva was supposed to come out, when he didn't come out. And the amount of people that said they came back into my stream saying, is the card out yet? No, they're like, oh, I came back to specifically play with this card or see this card.
Yeah.
No surprise that there's still a bug, and then just left again. So like when you try and build up a hype for a new card, and that's what I'm thinking, maybe Spider-Verse, a lot of people might come back to that because it's Spider-Man, they love that type of season.
Right.
But again, if there's bugs, if there's issues, it's just not going to bode well with the community whatsoever, you know?
I think they're
Yeah,
all
high
bugs,
Evo.
aren't they? Well, I guess they're not. They're spiders.
Yeah. High Evo
yeah.
night. A lot of people came in stream. The streaming was big that night. People
I had to,
waiting for High
that was
Evo.
why I was going to do my subathon, and I had
And
to
that-
spend 29 hours debating people. I put a PNG of High Evo on my shop, and people said, is the card out? It's out. And
bad.
I got very bored very quickly. So, yeah.
It was so bad. But you're right. That was huge for them, and that's a big ball drop. But like I said, hopefully they make the changes necessary to make some big changes going forward. And speaking of going forward, how do you guys feel about Marvel Snap's longevity? Will you think another year from now we'll do another video talking about 2 years
We
ago
should.
the data?
Let's all put it in our calendar, no matter where we are. We'll come back. I'm doing
Yes.
it now. We're
Yes.
gonna do it. All right.
Let's do that.
1st of June for me. Happy birthday, happy early birthday over here, Loot, for your son.
Remind me in 1 year to have a Snapcast discussion. Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
I'm so excited for this.
2024. 9/29. Let's go. I would like to see what happens. I would like to know where Marvel Snap is. What do you guys think? We're in a better place? We're in a worse place? Or Marvel Snap is...
You want predictions on like
100%.
all right.
100%. We're gonna pull this video back up. Hopefully.
We stop with monthly drops.
Okay.
We move to
Okay.
expansions.
You mean weekly drops?
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay,
we
no, I
stop
know
with
what you
weekly
mean.
drops. I think we're gonna stop with weekly drops within a few months
Okay.
if we're lucky. We move to expansions that are not monthly, but like maybe bi-monthly, quarterly, something like that. Competitive never takes off on a major level. But they do introduce 2 new game modes
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
That's a good
on
prediction,
top of
actually.
Conquest. So we actually will have
Oh, so
5
3.
game modes.
5 games.
And I think one of them will be single player.
Okay. I will say that in a year's time, unranked mode is still not out. It's still it's still just ladder. I out of anyone want competitive to succeed. I'm playing in the tournaments, I'm doing all of this stuff. If there's ever a game that it should succeed in, I want it to be this. I think it could be this. But it's a prediction I don't want to happen, but I'll say it. I think competitive tries to take off. We try to put into it. Something happens. It just doesn't work out. They realize it's just a mobile game. It's a money maker. Nobody cares about competitive. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. I don't want it to be like that, but maybe it'll be like that. And yeah, I don't know. Like that's all. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about card acquisition because who knows what's going to happen. But yeah.
Wow.
Go on, Lou. What are you
What
going
about
to say?
you, Luke?
So I think that the game definitely tries to do competitive and fails, unless they fix the one problem that I see, is how hard it is to get into this game and be competitive.
Mhm.
If you want to just catch up to Kawa and have a full collection and have the new card every week, that's a ton of money and still months worth of time to
Yep.
build up to that to get into the game. So even if you're trying to get big, because I thought it was cool, opened my game up shortly before we started this podcast, and it had an advertisement for the Twitch Rivals in app. I was like, oh, that's cool. But so if someone that does that looks at that, sees it because something
And
else, because
season
they do
because they
something
gave
on
them
Twitch.
all unlocked accounts. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
about to
Yeah,
say
exactly.
Mm.
Like, and then you want to be trying to be competitive in this game. Nope, I'm gonna need 10 grand from you in a couple months, and like I just like no one
First
like
horn,
even
please.
big time, like even big time streamers other that play other card games, like, oh, I want to get into this Marvel Snap thing. They're trying Twitch Rivals, they're growing this competitive scene, but then the time investment and money investment is not going to be worth it for a lot of people. So they really have to fix that entry part to get into where you playing in a tournament. Because if I told my best friend to start playing this game tomorrow, and then you're going to play a tournament in a month, there's no chance. He's not, like, unless it's a special pull 1, pull 2 tournament or something, like you're just going to have to grind it out with money and wait. Especially if you don't want to spend that much money, it's going to take you even longer to catch up. And if you want new competitive blood and to sustain something like that, that's the first thing you have to change.
Yep.
So I think they either change that, or not necessarily that the game will be closed down in a year, but some kind of announcement has been made that, like, we got like 9 more months and shut down or something. If they don't fix the problems they've got, like, they have to fix progression.
Hire Loot Muncher, please. Oh my god, those points were just everything that needs to be fixed with this game. I mean, like, I do think that is the biggest thing. No matter what, it's because it's like acquisition, it's price, it's all bundles into one. If I'm a new player and there's a lot of like people that are from playing other card games that want to get into this competitively, that want to be the best, it's not even like Shade. Okay, Shade compared this to Runeterra, and a lot of people said, like, you can't really compare these two types of games because they're vastly different. It's like a mobile game and stuff. And yeah, and she was basically saying, like, she could drop $20, right, and she could basically get like the meta deck. She'd get the, like, more or less like the best deck in the game or whatever, which is like a bit of a weird situation, but like that's all you realistically need. If people could spend in Snap, if people could spend $20, right? I know even they're spending money, but if they only spend that to get like some of the top cards, or whatever, that's not what I'm saying that I want to be the case.
What are you talking about? There's a $100 bundle right there for new players.
Yeah, which you will get one new card for. Yeah, it's pretty good value if I do say so myself. But
I think they have the strategy wrong. They have Ben Brode's name and Marvel's name. They should be going for bigger than what they're doing, because what they're trying to do now is have like a small passionate base to pay those higher rates to make their money. But if they lowered the rates, tens of thousands, millions of people would buy it more. And I think that's where you'd make your money, is by the numbers of people buying it, not because they're paying $50 for a bundle, $75 for a bundle, but they're paying $10 for a bundle, $15 a bundle. A lot more people are going to buy in at that price point.
Do you see the bundle that's coming out today, like in the next 2 hours? It's literally just like $5 for 2 variants. I'm like, why don't you do more of these?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It just makes more sense.
Well, I think they're really showing too, because you see something like that, they're devaluing variants, like random variants and stuff, or even like the variants picked ones, but they are lowering the value of that because tokens all that's really matter, and credits to a smaller degree. But
yeah, it's just weird. And then, like, if you want to, like, how they just put it into perspective is, like, nobody really wants to buy a variant in the shop because it costs like, I think 1,200 gold is like about $20 for one variant, and then you're dropping bundles that are like this, but then you're dropping bundles that are really expensive, but they include gold. It's just weird. But maybe that's just a mobile game. Maybe that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So
and that's the question I was about to say. We look at it, and like, my lady's playing Snap now, and she's having a blast because she's not being competitive, right? So you look at the people that play the game just because it's Marvel characters and it's a card game, right? It's like Hearthstone, kind of. So they just want to enjoy it, not get competitive. Do you guys think competitive mode should be like what we saw in Twitch Rivals, where There's competitive mode. You click on it, and you have all the cards.
Yep.
You build your
Yeah.
deck,
Mhm.
and you go through.
Yeah.
100%.
So then if they do that, that should fix that problem. So
Question is,
people,
why not? Like, why would you
No, I'm
not
with
do
you.
that? Yeah.
I'm totally with you. So
Yeah.
that's what I feel. So
You know
if
why?
they want to be
Because-
competitive, they should
Tell
do
me
that.
why.
Because you don't like a card, you don't end up buying it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's
Interesting.
fine. What's wrong with that? You
Lost thread.
shouldn't. If you want
Because
to
now you have something that you don't have like a push for. It's almost funny because like in a way it's wild that they are putting creator videos in Marvel
Declined.
Snap to begin
Mm.
with, because the amount of those videos that are going to have a suggested video that comes up that's like, don't buy this card, is wild. Like
My
for-
video, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't buy,
exactly.
I was like, don't buy
for
Stegron,
that to
but
be
hey.
one click
I love
away
Stegron, by the way. I love
is
Stegron. Something's wrong with you,
insane.
Kawa.
Like it is not in their favor necessarily 50% of the time to actually push content creation.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
I wonder how they even vet them, because people were asking the creator Discord and they were like, hey, like, do you guys like just like sift through? Do you just say, oh, someone made a video on the new card, let's just put it up on the thing? It could be it could be like big shiny card in the thumbnail, don't buy this card. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
right.
that's great, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Mm.
But yeah,
That's
I
so
mean, they
wild.
just should do that. I think it should be fine. But yes, why they don't do it? That's a good point, Val. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I think they should.
It's an interesting point you made there, like, because my girlfriend plays Snap a lot as well, and she just plays it casually. And she just gets the cards. Like she might, and it's interesting. Like she might buy a battle pass here or there. Like if she bought the April one, right? Because she loves Rihanna's art and like the Cosmos like that. Which, you know, who doesn't? Best artist within Marvel Snap, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And yeah, she's like, it's because like when I look at someone who's casually playing the game like her, like she might make a purchase here or there, or whatever, and that's fine. But like, if I'm trying to think of like what, like you were saying, Ken, like what would make them more money overall if they just did cheaper bundles in general, more people would buy them. But I still feel like the margin would be huge, because the amount of people that are buying the cheaper bundles rather than the amount of people that are buying the expensive bundles, that would be vastly different. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be crazy. So I think they should maybe try stuff like that. But then it's the whole situation of balancing the cost of cards and stuff. I'm no expert in any of that shit, but I think it might help the game. So I don't know.
Yeah,
So a year from now, I think we need to get PC mode completed and spectator mode. If we don't have any of those modes, we'll be in trouble.
PC mode,
spectator
yes.
and PC.
Spectator.
Do you don't think spectator? No.
So low of a priority.
But if you want to be competitive, we need that. 100% need that. We need that, and we need better card acquisition.
Something up real quick.
We need friends list.
So we are in the middle of Twitch Rivals. Is Twitch Rivals still going?
It's
Twitch
Rivals
is still going. Marvel Snap right now. This is probably the most people I've seen streaming Snap in a while.
What's the category on?
So there's 24 streams right now. Why would they create a streamer mode for 24 streamers? And a tournament that is bringing in, well, let's see,
10,000.
It was. I think they're gone offline now. I can't down see them. Oh no, they're still here. 4.2k now.
4.2.
It's just at the end. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just not worth it.
Okay.
And this is what 9 months into release.
Yep.
It's clearly not a priority.
That's fair.
As amazing as it would be, if you ended up doing some sort of spectator mode, like there are so many other bells and whistles that would need to have to actually be worthwhile to the everyday player. Like you'd need replay mode, you'd need like the ability to just like watch top games or just like tune into any particular person. Like there's a whole wild infrastructure there that is just not for a 50-person team to make. Because remember, it's a 50-person team, but how many of those people are like able to code network capabilities?
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted watching the broadcast. Crip is beating the shit out of Jeff at the moment. I love it. He's absolutely dominating him. Oh my lord.
No, you're right, Val. You're absolutely right. All right. So PC mode in a year for sure.
PC mode by the end of this year. Yeah.
PC mode with Twitch drops. I'm predicting it now. That's when they're gonna do Twitch drops.
How do we not have?
How do we
Twitch
not have
drops
them at the
already,
moment?
dude?
I know.
How are they? How does Twitch Rivals not have fucking drops enabled right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Dude, actually earlier that number was closer to like 16,000 people. And you know
Yeah.
why? Because it said fucking drops enabled. Because that channel always has drops enabled on.
Wait, did it on the title?
It fucking said drops enabled, not in the title. It was just in tags. And people
my
look for
God.
that shit.
That's wild.
People
is
look for
crazy.
that shit. I saw a bunch of people in chat like drops enabled. I saw the tag.
Yeah,
And then the tag went away.
Interesting.
that's
Wow.
wild, man.
It's like
All right, well,
man.
we're hoping the best.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
we did- yeah,
we criticize with love.
We
Oh,
do,
yeah,
yeah,
100%,
and that's the thing that a lot of people take out of context. I get it all the time. They're saying, "No, you're just complaining about the game." I'm like, I'm talking about the problems that need to be talked about. If we
Yeah.
don't talk about these problems,
They don't
nobody
change.
will just throw it over there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah,
Correct.
we all love this
Yes.
game. I know for a fact we all still love this game. We want it to succeed.
It's
a
been a
huge
year and we're
part
still
of
playing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
That should
huge
speak
part of our
volumes.
lives. And
Right. Huge part. Exactly.
yeah.
Stockholm syndrome
Sure.
is real. I mean, we absolutely
Oh man. So yeah, in a year's time, we have it on our calendars. We'll be back here again to talk
Mhm.
about it. Hopefully, some of the things that we discussed is fixed, and it doesn't go 9 months to shut down like Loot predicted. We don't want that.
That's
We'll
we're all
see what
sitting
happens.
here with like Marvel
Um,
Snap, like we're making this video and nobody, like people are watching it. What was Marvel Snap? What's this game?
All right,
we don't want that.
One more.
We want Creator Clash 6.0 happening next year this time. Right?
one more. Most wanted
Yeah.
card. Go.
Oh, okay. In terms of Marvel character,
Marvel character.
the Spot, which I'm really annoyed that they didn't release for this Spider-Verse because he's literally
Spot.
in the movie. So there you go, the Spot.
Ken.
Really? Damn. It's
Put him on the
tough.
spot. Put him on the spot.
Listen,
Hey,
yeah,
there
you did put me
go.
on the spot. Prowler. I want Prowler. in the
Oh
game.
hell yeah,
Yes.
Loki.
he's coming. He's coming. Mhm.
coming.
Yep.
All right. Chun-Li. Marvel vs. Capcom is canon. Let's go.
Marvel's Capcom is- Street Fighter's coming out.
Actually, I should have said like Mickey Mouse or something like that. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
Disney.
Right? Yeah, it is Disney, right? Oh my goodness.
Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars Snap. Do you guys think Second Dinner will make another card
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I think they'll not franchise Snap. I don't know what the proper term is, but like, yeah, I think they'll absolutely make another Snap.
If there was a Star Wars version of this, let me tell you, I'd forget about Marvel Snap for the rest of my life.
I think you and many people
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
people, I think that's in the back of their mind.
You think so?
Sure.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I just
be-
hope that Newverse doesn't own the Snap property
Yeah. I'd
with
be
the amount of
interested.
money that they
Mm.
invested.
Yeah.
All I know is that the whole yeah, it's probably, again, it's probably in terms of money thing, but I know because I watched Ben's GDC talk about like how they got started. He was like, oh yeah, we had a friend who like literally like works at like one of the highest points of Marvel games. So I don't know how that like relationship would be, but like at the end of the day, it's whoever has the money makes the decisions really realistically. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
so,
the dude that's in charge of games at Disney in general is I always forget his name. He has been in a lot of he used to work for Harmonix. He used to work for Sony, and now
Ooh.
he's at Disney, and he's done amazing things at all those locations.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of potential for really, really good Disney games to start popping out over the next 5 years.
Hell yeah.
So I have a lot of faith in the Disney field for video games. I think we've been seeing them get better too. So
Mhm. Hell yeah.
more Snap could absolutely happen.
Let's get it. What were you gonna say, Luke?
Yeah.
all
What you
right,
saying?
Kawa. So you and me, we need to go and start working on it. Next April Fools, we need to put out a fake Star Wars Marvel Snap crossover trailer.
Oh man.
I'll do it. I will do it. We'll make custom cards. I'll do it like when
Exactly.
I place them down, like all the animations, blaster sounds. And everything.
Perfect.
Oh, so excited.
I'll showcase my Zelda PVE card game that I've actually been
go.
workshopping.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Hell yeah.
We'll see. We could totally get like fake voice line stuff too. We could get Ken and Viler and other people
Oh
to
my
like be
God.
Down for
fake
that.
Dark Vader and fake
Yes.
Boba Fett and
Please.
stuff.
That'd be
Definitely.
awesome.
Jar Jar Binks.
I do have last question for you guys.
Go for it.
DC Dual Force. How you guys feel about it?
I
Excited?
have-
Want to play it? What's the?
I
You
will-
guys
I
sign up for the
will-
beta?
I didn't know we could sign up for the
I've
beta. I put my
reached
email
out-
address in something.
I can,
Okay,
I, can
that's what I
se-
meant,
I can,
yeah.
I can send you guys as a person I reached out to who's doing the marketing for the game. I can send you his.
No, I know Willow.
details.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it is Willow. Yes. That is correct. It is Willow. Hope he's feeling better. I know he was sick, but yes, it is Willow.
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
I know
man.
Willow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody I am excited for it because like at the end of the day, that's one thing that I don't want to do personally is like I've grown with Snap and like Val was saying, I do not want to lock myself into Snap. So if the game's good and I start enjoying it more than Snap, well, I feel like honestly with how Snap is because it's mobile, I feel like I'll always play it similar to how you are, Val. Now, like you'll keep playing it, you do your dailies, you'll kind of see what's happening. I feel like I'll be like that with Snap for a long time, but if Dual Force is something that I want to become my main game, I'm definitely ready for it.
I
for sure.
truly think that's the way Snap is meant to be played. 100%.
Like Dual Force or mobile.
No, like kind of
Well,
casually,
like-
yeah.
Pop in, do like 10 matches. go about
Oh,
your
okay,
day.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It does make
Dual Force is specifically the PvE stuff. Like I'm super excited for. It on paper reminds me a lot of Marvel Champions.
Mhm.
And like I haven't had a good space to play Marvel Champions in like months because we've been like getting ready for this move that's happening this weekend. And like, dude, next week I might stream some Marvel Champions real soon. Like I'm itching to play that fucking game.
I want to watch.
Like
I wanna
PvE
watch.
card stuff is like what I love. Like I played a shit ton of the Pokemon trading card game online in the previous app. This new one fucking blows. And I didn't play against people. I played against computers. And like that was what I enjoyed doing because I like you could go against the same person and they'd have essentially the same deck, but they'd make it a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. And it's like card games against the computer are what I love. And I don't know why, or just against like a static non-player deck. Like that's Champions is so much fun for that. Fucking love it. You only screw yourself. You don't get screwed by a person, and it feels good when you succeed. You know?
That's kind of like me with open deck lists and competitive. I like the fact that like, okay, everything's on me. If I make a mistake, I fucked up pretty much, you know, unless I get location fucked because that can happen on Snap.
That happens.
But
yeah.
I like to have all the information there so that I feel like I'm making literally the best play I can make. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you very much for inviting us onto this, Ken. I really hope. I'm very curious to see where we all are. Don't worry, I'll be owning Marvel Snap next year, guys. I'll take over from Ben Road.
There you go.
You'll have to like
You need this?
schedule me in. Like I do.
Okay.
Yes, ship that over. Yeah, for sure.
got it.
For sure.
Just make Galactus stronger. That's all. Just keep
Yeah,
making
yeah. Give him a little power buff, or
Yeah, 612. Yeah, easy.
612. That's what I'm talking about.
other cards could be in the location.
Yeah.
I
Just
got
when you play him, just win the game. Easy.
Yeah, perfect.
That's even better. That's even better. But guys, again, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you guys always. It's a great conversation. Again, I hope we have this conversation in a year and also sooner, right? Let's have a conversation. Don't forget Creator Clash 2.0 coming up next month. That should be phenomenal. Can't wait for that.
Super hyped.
Yes. Val, I know you're killing Tears of Kingdom. I'm enjoying it now since I've been infinite.
20
just playing
hours,
some
baby.
Tears of Kingdom. Oh, wow. Look at that. Luke, I know you're killing it too. Hope all is well. Thanks again for coming on. And see you guys in the next one.
Cheers.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
Peace.